What's that? You are first into Divergent. You are first in. Well done into Divergent. Inverloch. Hey. Mia. Hey, I'm okay. How are you? The Tobiah J. Ernestine. Ernie, good morning. How are you? Tamba June. A rainy California, huh? So that's a what is that for you guys? Is it? It's a rainy winter's day. It's a ironically, it's a chilly, wetish summer's day where I live. After yesterday was crazy hot. Oddball, wave back. Sharon, greetings from Cornwall in the UK. So happy to have you here. I think it's very late where you are. Elevator, hello. This is my kiddos account. My boys and I all have autism. I recently found you and love your videos. Well, can I say to you and your kiddos, or to you, I'm so happy that you found. It's not about watching my videos. I'm just happy you found me because you found this community. So if you have any questions or concerns about life, talk to these guys because they're the best. So thanks for being here. It's a warm winter's day where I'm at in Inverloch. Carly, morning from the Goldie. Hey, Carly, how's the Gold Coast going? We went to the boys and Renee with our family before school went back near the end of Jan, across that kind of Australia Day week period. We went to the Sunshine Coast for a week to get away from the boring monotony of being stuck at home with kids on holidays. And the heat was really good. Where down in Melbourne in late January, every day could be like up to 40 degrees. It's ridiculous. And then it just goes cold again. On the Sunshine Coast, it was pretty much 28 to 30 degrees Celsius every day, which was really good. The only thing that really killed us, I think, was probably the humidity. Yeah, we weren't prepared for that, but it was lots of fun. We went to Australia Zoo and Ginger Factory and those kind of places. Had a great time. Ernestine, I love that last video you did with Jen. So relatable. Thank you. Thanks, Ernie. Actually, that's the first time ever. I'm glad you guys are talking about it. This is the first time ever that I've done an unmasked, unedited, unwatchable video with someone else, like as a collab. So, my hair is just completely out of control. Yeah. First time ever. I thought I should collab. So it's an unmasked, unedited, and watchable. We just talk. We just rant and talk. So I hope you guys liked it. Yeah. Pip, good evening. Hey, welcome. It's morning where I am. Where are you, Pip? Gina's 100, I think. Hi. Jeffrey, hey, from New York City, or as I would like to say, like I'm in what they do in the shadows, New York City. Pip from Wales, UK. Mrs. Biffle Chips. Hello. To Peopley Carly. Now, is that in response to me saying, how's the Gold Coast going? Could be. Harold, g'day. Inverloch, are your kids having summer break? So, Inverloch, the answer to your question is the kids are back at school now because it's February. But yes, in the Southern Hemisphere in Australia, our summer break is December and January. So for December and January, they were on summer break. Christmas and summer is the same thing. So, yeah, hope that helps. Where else are we? Madam, hi from Maine. Good to see everyone. Good to see you, Helen. Hi, Ryan, and all from the UK. Mia, I was really needing this. I was literally like, Orion needs to do a live. These girls on my year group put up a really offensive video about autism, not really caring about other people. Oh man, that sucks me. I'm really sorry about that. That's a bummer. I'm sorry. Elevator D that talked about her kiddos and finding us. Thank you. I'm a single mama with 2 boys. I recently had a major meltdown, which is how I found your videos. I'm also late diagnosed. We have CHD8 gene deviation. Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, can I just say, who in this chat room can say they haven't had a major meltdown in the not so distant past? I mean, you've come to the right place. So you've done nothing wrong. You've just been autistic, mate, and lost your regulation. Inverloch keeps getting electric shocks when she touches things. That's static electricity, huh? So yeah, thank you guys, Juniper, Carly, for talking about. I think you were talking about the unmasked, unedited video. It was brilliant, good vid, relevant. Thank you. Tail, Yin. I'm sorry, I'm bad at this. Hi from Florida. Elevator. So you guys are in Portland, Oregon. Okay, epic. Oregon, epic. Greetings from the Netherlands. I feel like I want to say that, Dennis, but I don't think I'll get it right. Greetings from Loose Stretch. That can't be how you say it. Loose Dreck. Loose Dreck. Loose Stretch. Loose Dret. Loose Dret. It's the bloody Netherlands. I love lightning storms too. Tampa and Infi. Pa Deloitte, hello. Man, I'm struggling today. Harold, wanted to say I loved the Unmasked collab and your recent big meltdown problem receiving a package turned into 2-day hell. Is it Chickad from Portland, Maine? Hey. Now, Pardalote, you're in Berrawa, just north of Sydney. Okay, cool. Static electricity bothers my teeth. But storms are like strong coffee. I like lightning storms. They're awesome, yeah. Chickad? It's a bird? Okay. Well, I'm struggling a bit with reading some of these comments. It's a 2-part story here. They're saying chickadee. That's what they're saying. Okay. Because when they wrote it like chick and then just DDD, that like now you've written it with DEE. Now it makes sense to me. So I'm sorry. I had said it wrong. They're saying chickadee. Okay. Mia, your t-shirt is cool. Money goes. I don't make money off this. I'm saying I bought it. The money goes to the World Wildlife Fund. And yes, it says thorny. How many people thought it didn't say thorny? If you in the comments didn't think it said I'm a thorny devil, then you've got some problems, some real legit life problems. You're an Aussie bird. Okay, how do I say it? Is it Pardalote? I'm so bad at this. I'm sorry, guys. I got it right. I can't believe it. Elevator, I've been binge watching your videos. There are so many things you've mentioned I resonate with. I had no idea were autistic symptoms. Now, a lot of people stim and, yeah, with their own body, picking their scalp, your son with his hair. I do that. I do my scalp and my hair. I also do my own fingers, and I trash my thumb. You're not going to be able to see it, but I'm trying to work this out. That whole area there doesn't even look normal anymore. I've picked it. I've picked it to the point where it's a different color to the rest of my thumb, and it's hard. And then when it stops bleeding, I just pick at it again, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. That's probably 10 years of stimming. I'm basically self-harming my own thumb, but it keeps me regulated. Yeah. Sorry if it grossed you out, but I'm just trying to be honest. What can I tell you? Like, it feels good. Yeah. You've come to the wrong place if you don't want to be grossed out by honesty. But yeah, that's my scalp and my hair, and my thumb is probably my favorite. I just can't stop the feeling of rubbing my finger on the hard, you can see skin lifting up on like the hard part of the rest is silky smooth. I moisturize. Yeah, anyway. Jeff, hey, Ryan, I was diagnosed at the end of last year, age 50. Congratulations, my friend. I've never felt more alone. Anyone had any ideas on meeting new friends? Not a lot of help in Oklahoma. Yeah, okay, I get it. Well, number one, here, not just in live chats, but here, a great community here to chat with in live streams. You should also, subscribe to the other channels like Mum on the Spectrum, Tay, Jen, Neurodivergent, because, when they do live streams and stuff, you can chat there too. It's usually very similar people. So, yeah, I get it. Do I think that you are, with a diagnosis, going to meet people and suddenly have lots of friends? No, because that's not really how you tick. But I think you can. Sorry, agitated by something. I think you can feel less alone in a community and still not have many friends. There are some great comments. This is the thing that I talk about. If you're watching on my live streams, pay less attention to me. Look at me as like just this weird background noise, and pay attention to the chat, because the chat is so much better. I would recommend doing hobby-based group activities. And that's Pat. You're killing me with reading these. I'm sorry. They're all, the bloody names are so long and hard, and they're all like, they're not, there's no separation. This is not you. This is YouTube. So that's the problem. So here's what happened. You know my glasses that I always wear? The two things. Number one, the good story is I sat on them and they snapped in half. Okay. Either way, the reality is my glasses snapped in half. They're junk. They're thrown in the bin. Yeah. I have to get new glasses. That's the good story. The story that makes me sound normal. Okay. The true autistic story is I got so dysregulated and agitated and anxious and stressed and angry from playing a PlayStation 4 game. I snapped them in half. I'm not going to repeat that story again because I just feel like a horrible person. Who would want to know that person? He gets agitated and stressed and anxious and angry from playing a PlayStation 4 game that he snapped his own glasses in half. What a moron. Who would want to know that person? I wouldn't be surprised if you want to go now. Just leave now and unsubscribe. I get it. I'm not proud of myself. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. So here's the best part of the story is I am going to go to the optometrist and get my eyes checked and get a new script and a new pair of glasses. That's going to happen. Okay. What I can tell you is, in the meantime, I'll reveal them to you. I went to the local shops, local supermarket, not a big one, a local one. And those like $10 to $20 pair of magnifying glasses you get at like petrol stations, gas stations, supermarkets. They're not real glasses. They're basically like getting a magnifying glass and putting them into glasses and putting them on your head. I got one of those. So to be clear, in the meantime, In the meantime, the only way I can read is by effectively attaching a magnifying glass ×2 to my head. And the issue is it's 2 times magnification, which helps me in certain things, but not really in life. So I'll put them on and try to read some comments. But I just want to be clear, they cost me $20. But if you like the look of the more solid frames that I can't snap as easy, let me know and I can get these. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Laugh it up. Laugh it up, my friends. Laugh it up. Yep. Thank you. These are $20 magnifying glasses. I frankly can't see shit at the moment because I've got to have something here to see it. It's like, it's like putting a magnifying glass to your eyes to see the moon. The moon's not close enough, moron. Okay. I actually can't see the chat now because it's too far away. It doesn't help me, in fact, is what I'm saying. Depth perception isn't good. That's right. Lots of people talking about anger and dysregulation and no shame. I appreciate your support there. The pain of no glasses. Well, as a legally blind person, I bet. So yeah, these are my $20 magnifying glasses, which I'll be honest with you, man, like when it was first my idea of I should go to the shops in the meantime, just buy some magnifying glasses, the ones you get at gas stations, petrol stations. I actually, to be honest with you, I thought they were the ones that were like bright pink and looked like an old grandma. And that was the only option. Now, when I got there and saw these glasses, it actually looked pretty bloody good. I thought, holy shit, man, like these look pretty good. Of course, I can't edit my videos with them because I'd have to have the computer super close. And yeah, it doesn't work. Like they magnify. If I got my phone and read a message there, that's perfect. This is perfect, this distance. But looking at the computer over here, I can't see shit. But this is really good. All right. This is perfect. No worries at all. Easy to see. Anyway, doing my best here. At Gina's 100, and this is a classic neurodivergent thing. You spent all weekend having an imaginary argument with a coworker who pissed you off on Friday. Yep. And needing lots of days to recover. I totally get it. Dirt. I think it's dirt about contact lenses. Yeah, I don't. No, the answer is no. One, because my long distance vision, so like with driving and watching TV and in life, like I'm obviously reading the chat from a distance, right? Is perfect. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I only need glasses for 2 things, basically, which is like reading and computer work. So it's kind of like reading glasses and kind of short distance stuff. And 2 things. I just think it'd be, number one, I would be basically putting contacts in and out every time I want to read something, which makes no sense because most of my life is not. And 2, it's something I've tried in the past and my fingers aren't small. My eyes are small and like trying to get it on and get it in and all this, get it in and out. It's just, it was traumatic. Lisa, you've broken a few things during meltdowns. Clothes out of the wardrobe. Yep. And then sit in the wardrobe crying for a while. Totally get it. And the self-loathing is horrible. I totally get it. Meow. You're in autistic burnout. Did some shrooms the other night. Put you into a panic attack that sent you to hospital. Wow, that's a horrible story. I'm really sorry to hear that. I love that one. Melon Collie martial arts. Did I get that close to right? I only Need glasses for one thing, to see. Tamba, why does it take so long to take care of ourselves? So many steps and little things that have to happen. I want to do things with less effort. Agree. Shoot on site AR greetings from rainy California. Isn't it fascinating? You're the second person that said rainy California. Doesn't everywhere have rain on and off during like your lifetime and your winter? It's almost like you're saying that's just what would you call it? You're saying it because it's so out of the ordinary. Is that why? Or anyway, I'm glad it's raining. That's good for water supply and the garden, I guess. That's what we'd say in Australia. Do you struggle with ocular tension? I find it's most tense when I'm dysregulated. I'm not entirely sure what that is or how it would feel, but it's fascinating. I'm really happy you brought it up. It's a fascinating thing to hear about. I said it right. Yeah, that's right. It's the art of putting sadness into submission. Melancholy martial arts. Fantastic. So shoot on sight, it really is strange for it to rain in California. We get a lot of sun in California. A lot of the state doesn't get much rain, but when it rains, it pours. Okay. Which part of Australia are you in? So you see any interesting birds where you are? Victoria. I'm in Victoria. And we have lots of birds in our backyard. We live in like regional Victoria, so we have all sorts of birds in our backyard all the time, right up to like big ass ibises and cranes and starlings and swallows and galahs and cockatoos and rainbow birds and wrens and blue wrens and all sorts. Linda, you finally caught alive. Welcome. We're talking about birds, apparently. I know nothing about them. Yes, you forgot. I'm not in the US. I'm in Australia. Pip, have a great night's sleep. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Big T, oi, 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 to your Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Helen, do you know on YouTube, Autistic AF, his name is Mike. He has lots of cats. He's from the UK. Don't know him personally. Um, definitely know like him as a content creator, but don't know him personally. Um, yeah, haven't done any kind of like collab work with him or anything. But is there a follow up question, or are you just curious? Definitely know of him. Definitely am aware of him. My sister-in-law moved to Australia a while ago and reported that the ibises are referred to as bin chickens. Yeah, have you watched Bluey? Anywhere in the world outside of Australia has probably watched Bluey as an Australian TV show more than any other Australian TV show, and they refer to them as bin chickens. That's right. Hi ho from Virginia, USA, and you love birds. Good to hear them. I thought you were a Kiwi. Jordan, is that to me? I've got no issues being both. But I'm Australian. I'm from Australia. In saying that, the Constitution of Australia, when it was written, brought into action in like 1901 or whatever it was. In fact, the framers who drafted it wrote into it the provision of New Zealand being like an eighth state. So the Constitution has got it written into it if New Zealand ever wanted to join and just be a state. So New Zealand would be a state of Australia, right? Like Texas is a state of America. They haven't taken us up on that yet, but it's actually in the Constitution. I've seen Autistic AF pop up on your recommended feed on occasion. You imagine he's getting decent views since he's popping up in the recommended feed. That's probably right. Usually when you get videos recommended to you, it's because they're performing well. I don't think I've had a video recommended to anyone in the last 5 years. In fact, if there was a not recommend pop-up window, it would just be my videos. Meow, Orion, how do I advocate for myself at uni when they haven't taken my accommodation seriously twice already and now I'm in a major autistic burnout? Okay, it's a great question. When I studied at uni, I went to the, I think it's the Disability Support Services at the uni. This is in Australia. And you have to provide them proof of your, so autism. And what they did was they said that really all they could come up with was extension-based support. So things like we'll give you an extra 10 minutes each hour of an exam. So the exam goes for 2 hours. You get an extra 10 minutes each hour, plus you get a break. Or you can, you might be able to hand in an assessment during the semester 1 week later than everyone else. And my core issue with that was, if you provide an autistic university student with extra time on their assessments, all you're doing is saying, we just assume you're going to learn everything. We just assume as an autistic person, you require no supports to learn the content that's being taught to you in a neurotypical way. We just assume you'll nail it. And all you need is a bit of extra time to be assessed on what you've learned. And that's bullshit. That's bullshit. If you can't provide supports to help an autistic student learn through the ways they learn, you could give me an extra week on an exam. You could say, Orion, you can start your exam today and finish it tomorrow. Just camp out, man. Take your time. Bring some friends. It doesn't make any difference. An extra week on writing an essay actually makes me suicidal, because that's an extra week where I'm stressing. I don't know what to write because I don't know what I'm supposed to write about. So I think the core thing here is to, number one, be very clear with the Disability Support Services, whatever the department's called. Be very clear from your point of view what your actual struggles are. Because number one, university is about learning. So learning something and being assessed on how well you learnt it. In effect, for the most part, university is basically a game of memorizing what they want you to memorize, proving you memorized it, and spitting it out the way they want you to spit it out. And then you get the thing, the paperwork, and then you can go and be whoever you want to be and no longer do that. And if you can't absorb what's being taught to you, you won't be able to absorb it in a way where you'll be able to remember it or study and revise. That's the other thing. At no stage was I ever given any supports or advice, or supports being, helping me on how I should best study or how I should best learn or revise. Like once I've gone to a lecture or a tutorial, what are the support steps to help me absorb that? And these can be so many different things. They could be a note taker, right? Like you might struggle to listen to a lecturer and absorb it. So they might go, okay, well, we'll have someone that goes to lectures with you. They don't even have to sit next to you, and they just, they're professional, like at taking notes. They will note take the salient points, the important points, and you'll be there. You'll absorb it. You'll hear it. Plus, you'll have notes, and you'll have your own notes if you want. And my core thing, by the way, and this is not about everyone, but I'll just be clear: if you're going to a lecture or you're going to a class of any kind, maybe you're just doing a one-off thing, and you are listening to the person teaching you and taking notes, you've already failed. You've already failed. If you're number two, if you're doing it on a computer, if you're going to a class of any kind, learning how to knit, going to a law exam, a law lecture, whatever, and you've got a laptop open and you're listening to the person and you're typing or you're copy pasting slides in at the same time, you're neither learning nor revising. Turn off your effing computer. The only thing you should have is a pencil or a pen, right? And you just want to write down literally dot points once every few minutes when they're going through something, and then you go, oh, that's what this is about, right? This is the only thing I need to remember at this whole 5 minutes was just to tell me this. That's the most you should ever do. You can't, if you chase two rabbits, you catch none. And the other thing is, a lot of unis after COVID provided a lot of people access to like online lectures, right? You don't have to go to uni anymore. You just do it all online. But that was something that they provided me pre-COVID. But the problem with online lectures or access to online lectures is, again, they only make sense if by watching them, you're able to actually learn the content. I hope that makes sense to the question, and I hope I didn't go too far. Focuses, lady. I think that is nice to see you. Nice to see you. In saying that, read the comments. Plenty of people, I'm sure, are giving you advice and things. It's about being open and honest with the people who it's their job to support you. That's their department. Carly, you raw dogged your criminology degree, but did it online for the most part. Absolutely wonderful lecturers and tutors. Yeah, it was one of the tutors who asked me if I was neurodivergent. Carly, it's such a great thing to say. When I went to uni, I did a law degree, but I also did an arts degree. And in the arts degree, predominantly the things that I did were criminology and international relations and politics. I was just a little bit obsessed with that kind of stuff, but criminology was fantastic. And you're 1,000% right. Because I wasn't given the supports or the help that helped me, looking back, I didn't actually ever learn how to properly study or revise. And therefore, I didn't really, if you want to be honest, apart from reading things, I never did practice this, practice that. I never was able to do it to the best of my ability, although I still passed everything. And I don't think that should be a badge of honor. I think that should be a wake-up call to like educational facilities. You can't let these people raw dog their way or, just kind of try their best, skate through. That's not acceptable. It's almost negligent. Because how good could have they done? But anyway, yeah, love criminology. I still like books. Carly, did you have this book? Did you have that book, Carly? Does that ring any bells? I'm certain it was Carly who was talking about it. Yeah, it's Carly. I'm sure it was Carly. Did you have Crime, Criminality, and Criminal Justice? Yes? No? Great book. Love it. Yep, you still got it, see? That's what I'm talking about. You probably think this is the stupidest, most boring thing ever. This is one of my favorite books ever, man. And you probably think it's boring. Criminal Procedure. You probably think it's boring. It's not. It's legit not. So good. You know, when you're like, if you ever went through Victorian is just the state I'm in. You know, like from arrest to interview to bail to charges to court. This is legitimately about what you are entitled to in every step of the way. The things that people simply don't know. And yeah, I could read that 1,000 times. Criminal Procedure. Yeah, I've got lots of criminal books. Lots of criminal books. You watch court streams. I love court streams. You burned your stats book, though. Mia, goodbye. Thank you for being here. Morning, everyone. Hi, Amy. I'm in Australia too. Morning. And are you in Tasmania? I'm not. I'm in Victoria. How are you feeling, Orion? Amy, feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. How about you? Forensic psychology is fascinating. In fact, in the law degree, the forensic investigation, forensic science, all that kind of stuff built into a law degree is even probably more fascinating. It's the best. But yeah. Yeah, any true crime cases you're keeping up with, Orion? Oh, good. It's a great question. I don't think so at the moment, but I'm burning through whatever I can find on the streaming platforms. That's for sure. What about you? Do you have any you're keeping up with at the moment? There are some. You might be able to remind me. I'm so horrible. If people ever ask me questions, I never know the answer until 2 days later. Infilove. Do I watch true crime on YouTube? It's a great question. You know, I don't think I watch anything on YouTube with regards to criminal stuff. I think I watch it all on streaming platforms. Is there anything that's killer that I should definitely be watching? Meow, I've definitely heard the ones you're talking about. Those two you're talking about, I've definitely heard of those, 100%. What was fascinating is there was quite a big criminal case in Australia over the last couple of years, it was kind of referred to as the mushroom murder case. And the reason why I bring it up is because it occurred only about 20 minutes from my house. So the mushrooms are picked in my area, and not in my house, but in my area, and the mushrooms were served as proven by a court at a property about 25 minutes from my house. So yeah. Amy, okay, I will. Watch Fargo. Sorry, stupid question. Apologies. Is that show the show that has Steve from Stranger Things, but when he was younger? Sorry to bring this up. It's a bit of an obsession at the moment. Not Stranger Things so much as Steve, or in real life Joe, because man, I'm just loving his music at the moment. Anyway. Yeah, Amy, I think, I'm not sure what the premise of the show is, but I think he might have played like a policeman, a cop, like a younger cop, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure if he had a shaved head. But yeah. I'll have to look into it. But that I mean now. He was in it. He was in it. It says he was in it. Are you serious? Billy Bob Thornton, Martin Freeman, Colin Hanks, Chris Rock. Hang on, these people all they can't all be in it. John Hamm, Kirsten Dunst, Joe Keery, who's Steve, Ted Danson. Hang on, sorry, just a second. Were all these people in this show? This can't be right. Kieran Culkin was in it? These people were in this show. Angus Sampson was in it, the Australian guy from Angus Sampson, the Australian guy from the Lincoln Lawyer. Oh, by the way, I love that show on Netflix, The Lincoln Lawyer. TV series, yep. I love documentaries, absolutely. I'm confusing the movie with the series. Is that what's happening, guys? Okay. Yeah, The Lincoln Lawyer. I've just finished watching the 4th season, and it's having a 5th season next year. But if you haven't watched it, you could binge 4 seasons, and that's pretty epic. And it's just really cool. And Angus Sampson, who's an Aussie, who you might remember if you're from Australia, he did a lot of Thank God You're Here, that comedy show. And he's a really cool character in it. And he's called Cisco in the show. But yeah, it's very different to the Matthew McConaughey movie. You might remember the movie, The Lincoln Lawyer, with Matthew McConaughey. This is very different. For starters, they're not trying to be Matthew McConaughey with regards to him. Like, the dude's a completely different dude. I forget his name, but if you saw the most recent Jurassic World movie with Black Widow. What's her bloody name? I always get this stuffed up. I'm so bad at names of people. You know the lady, the Black Widow Avengers, married to the guy from Saturday Night Live. What's her name? I've forgotten it. I keep wanting to say Charlize Theron, but that's definitely not her name. Scarlett Johansson. Yep. You know the new Jurassic World movie with Scarlett Johansson and the big dinosaurs, the D-Rex, and it has like 4 arms or something? Yeah. He's in that. He's the dad that has the kids in a boat. They're like civilians and they get caught up in the whole movie. Anyway. I'm just talking about The Lincoln Lawyer, by the way. Inverloch, the files, say the famous files. Um, yeah, look, I think, I mean, definitely Australian media. I think worldwide media talk about it. Um, so I'm definitely aware of it. I mean, what do I think about it? It's a hard question to answer. I mean, it's because I hate to talk about things I don't know much about. But I think, in general terms, the core issue is it seems like um, a large group of people who have all been busted doing bad things. That's what it sounds like. Um, so yeah. Hey Amanda, how are you? You've missed, look, lots of conversations. In fact, nothing, nothing you'll be devastated to miss. Just general chit chats. We've talked about all sorts of things. I'd love to even have the slightest memory of what we were talking about, but we've talked about lots of things. Also, the game is when you look at my T-shirt. What do you? What's the first thing your brain says to you that it says? What does your brain tell you my T-shirt says? And a lot of people are talking about shows I might like. Happy birthday for yesterday, Amanda. And how was it? Are you recovering in a good way? Was it a fun day? Or are you just recovering from the old too much of everyone? Matt, I'm a horned devil from Dungeons and Dragons, a horned devil from D&D. Um, I'm a thorny devil. I'm a thorny devil. One Mad Deline, is that what it is? I don't know. Kinda like your joke with Jen. God, I'm not too sure what that means. We did a collab on a unmasked, unedited, right? I mean, we're always going to annoy people being different. Amanda, nothing to worry about there. It is what it is. I get it. Oh, right. That joke. Okay. Yes. Classic. Had too much food. Went to the Big Texan for a steak. Yum. Lay Mayday, yo. Thorn off shirt idea, Amanda. Oh, Jesus. Shoulders a bit dodgy after some like pushing myself too far with a little bit of weight training, which I try to do a lot because it's great for regulation too. When you are pushing all, like you that kind of when you have dumbbells, or whatever, and there's that push pull of weight, it's great for regulation. A lot of times, of like my autistic kids in that realm, sometimes I go, "Hey, can you just push the couch over there for me?" Like, and he's got to physically, and it's like honestly, it's almost healing. Anyway, I went too far, I think, and I um, maybe got a little bit of muscle tightness in my shoulder. Hello from Hey from Ohio. Hey, Lady Nicole. So that's what's wrong with my shoulder, everyone, including Amy. Um, just focused lady. I live on a farm with Australian Murray Grey cattle. Epic. That's cool. Amanda, no, I don't. I don't see. Um, I don't see chiropractors. I mean, this is muscular. It's just a bit of a sore shoulder from pushing a bit, just a bit tight the muscles and things. So, um, but yeah, obviously, if you see people that give you relief or whatever, and that works for you, then absolutely all good. Um, but yes, Amy, that's right. I'm getting old. I work out and I spend the next 7 years recovering in every part of my body because I lifted a weight. Pasta. That advice about putting your hands under cold water does help with regulation. It was a good shout. Also, I think at the same time I mentioned the ice cubes. If you make some ice cubes and you just get an ice, just one ice cube per palm, yeah, one ice cube per palm. You can just kind of close your hands so you can leave them open. That's a good reset as well. By the way, it isn't a placebo effect. You get an ice cube in each palm and you close your hands. The receptors in your hands, because they can be a bit more sensitive, are going to physically send signals to your brain, which is going to focus on the fact that you may be about to freeze or something, and it does a really great reset. I'm just saying. Focused lady being old is hilarious. I'm having fun being old. I'm glad to hear that. Well, what's the most hilarious thing about it? I'd love to know. Um, you would, but you may have Raynaud's with your fingers. Yeah. Well, so I totally get it. In saying that, though, it's not something you need to do for very long, like under a minute. And yeah, unless it causes pain, of course. But yeah, in your love, I've seen that comment about you find exercising uses a different part of the brain that doesn't increase burnout. I mean, let's be clear. Physical exercise is hard to do when you're feeling burnt out or dysregulated. I totally get it. But yes, physical exercise can is one of the. If you watch any of my burnout videos, it's one of the key things I suggest as a way of mitigating or as a worst case scenario of kind of shortening the period of burnout, because the signals that it's and the signals it sends and the chemicals it releases are like medicine to burnout. So yeah, it's a you can definitely be in burnout or feel exhausted or tired, but coming up with some sort of physical activity is will not only send signals to your brain but release things, good things that is like giving yourself medicine for burnout. And by the way, if you're wondering like an insight into like what I do, just as a curiosity, there's two things that I do One is I've come up with still. Here's the thing. A lot of people go, okay, so if I work out, I need to work out, and it's a workout window, and then that's it. And then a lot of times people go, okay, so a workout window is 45 to 60 minutes, or what, 30 to 45, and they go, well, shit, I don't want to work out, because why is that? Well, because that means I've got to stop and do exercise for an hour or 30 minutes, and they will stuff that. That's what gets people. So what I do, I came up with a strange system that kind of beats that autistic ADHD brain, where all I do is I pick one exercise, and I just do the 2 or 3 sets of that one exercise, and then I rest for about 45 to 50 minutes. In other words, I live my life. So in effect, once an hour, I do one exercise times 2, maybe 3 sets. And then that's it. Now, my brain can't get out of, well, hang on, mate. You're going to go and lift some weights for 5 minutes. You're going to do a set, rest for about 60 seconds, do a set, rest for about 60 seconds, do a set, stop. Come back in an hour. It's hard for your brain to say, well, I can't work out today, man. It's gonna take up at least 3 minutes of my time. Yeah. So I've broken it down into even smaller than what other people do. I literally will pick one exercise and just do like 2 or 3 sets of that, and then nothing, and then come back in an hour. And the thing is, that when you think about it logically, a 45 to 60 minute idea, a workout, is super stressful and also hard to work out. But I could literally work out from waking up to going to bed, because all I'm doing is 5 minutes of exercise once an hour. Like, I could literally work out. When you think about it, let's say you do one gym session a week. I could work out once an hour for, how long would you say? 12 to 16 hours a day, and never feel tired, because all I'm doing is one exercise once an hour. I can do it on the weekends. I can do it when my kids are home, because I'm just going to a room for 5 minutes. Meow. Great question about cardio. My cardio is free dumbbell weights, because that's how I get my heart pumping, blood pumping. When I do pure cardio, so that's what I rely on. When I do pure cardio, I would, like, let's say you get on let's say you have an exercise bike in your house. I would get on that, and I would just do, basically under 10 minutes, and I would be even 5 minutes, and I would be pedaling like someone's behind me trying to murder me. None of this like, I'm just going to do a nice medium speed for 20 minutes. No, I'm going to pedal for 3 minutes like someone's trying to murder me. Yeah. And then I'm going to try and keep going for another 2 minutes. And I'm going to try keep going for another 2 minutes. And you can slowly get slower, but you start off like someone's trying to kill you. Right. And you just go for as long as you can. And then you can just then you can go a bit slower. But yeah, even that, I minimize that. I would rather, get on a bike and pedal like someone's going to murder me for 5 minutes, and then do that. If you did that 3 to 4 times a day, so that's literally like once every a few hours, once a week or twice a week. You're getting in 20, 30 minutes, but you're only doing it in 3 or 4 minute increments every few hours. Because once you've had a 2 or 3 hour break, you can pedal like someone's murdering you again. But if you do it in 20 minutes, once you're shot, you're shot. Doesn't make any sense. And there's now scientific research. This thing, I don't ask for the citation. I forgot. There's scientific research now that proves that these gym junkies that try to do sets without breaks have less effective results, have worse results than people who work out with longer breaks. And when they say longer breaks, they define a longer break as anywhere from 60 seconds to 3 minutes. So if you give yourself 2 to 3 minutes between sets, you'll have a better next set. And you will still find on the last set, you'll still probably fail, which is good. Anyway, talking about stuff that's irrelevant for most people. That's just an insight into me. Yeah. And if you love, you're absolutely right with regards to recovery. I agree. But I think from my point of view, you know, as I get older, I realize, number one, I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not trying to recover so I can become Arnold Schwarzenegger the next day. I'm in effect regularly free weight exercising, just dumbbells. You could just, and by the way, you could just go to like the local shops and buy one set of dumbbells, which are crazy cheap, that are a weight. You try them in the shop. If you pick up the dumbbells and you bench press or whatever, and you can do, let's say 10 to 12, and you're like, this is super easy. You go to the next one, and if you go, this is kind of hard, you get those, and you're sweet. You've got, and then 3 months later, it's another $5 or $10, and you buy the next ones up. You won't ever need to keep going. Like, it's not going to be, but and that's all you need. And that's all I do. And so, what's your point, Orion? So, it's not about heavy weights. It's about dumbbell weights that allow you to get about, max 12 in one go when you're good. And then by the second or third set, max 8 to 10. That's good. That's all you need. You don't need this bullshit about looking good with these crazy huge weights. What a load of crap. And I want to rip the shit out of my muscles. Like, I don't want them to recover. I want my muscles. I want them to be ripped to the shit. It's the only way they continue to keep me alive, by having to grow and heal and work, and the blood flow. It's pulling blood, and like, that's just keeping my body healthy. The heart's pumping because it's pushing blood to all these muscles. And anyway, my horrible shoulder. So yeah, personally, it's kind of in my opinion, it's kind of a neurodivergent hack. You pick one exercise, do 2 to 3 sets, and that's it. And then if you can, come back in an hour, do another exercise. Right? You might only do this for like 1 day a week. But man, if you can do, it's, it could just be on the weekends because you're at home, you got dumbbells. Just go to a room, spend 5 minutes once an hour. Like, it's no different to saying I'm going to the toilet. Like, people go to the toilet for longer. So yeah, that's the only reason why I brought that up. But totally agree. For example, like me, if I've pushed it too far and I feel sore, then clearly I need to get good level of protein into my body, right? Good proteins, and also need to clearly rest that body part. No question about it. But in the end, you just got to do what's right for you. And that's kind of what I've been trying. She Inc., thank you for that. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here and watching. It's great to have you here, so I appreciate that. Branch chain amino acids. What are my thoughts on them? BCAAs. You know what, Amanda? I'm going to have to say I don't have thoughts or opinions on them because I don't know anything about them. And I just don't want to say things I don't know what I'm talking about. What are your thoughts on them? I think Lorna Casey, I think it is a very chilled out me. Yeah, so I'm not too sure about the elder BCAAs, sorry to say, for me, oh, great. I totally agree, Amy, by the way. $3 a Kmart. I mean, that's no shit. Exactly right. I totally agree. Versus protein loan. Okay. Yeah. Not too sure. I think the only thing I can say is um, when I'm looking at all these supplements and things, all I really look at is I try to look at just modern day research and the actual benefits, the proven benefits, not the advertised benefits. So the only thing I really do at the moment, to be absolutely honest with you, is I don't have protein alone. I mix protein with creatine, but just pure flavorless creatine. And I actually don't do it for muscle growth because I'm not trying to become a bodybuilder. Um, so the protein I have, like whether it's protein bars, protein shakes, just really low calorie puddings and yogurts with protein in them, that kind of stuff. I have that to feed my muscles, but more importantly, keep me full, so I can eat a crap load of food that's protein strong and feel full for longer. That's the main reason, because I love to eat and I can binge eat, and I don't have to just drink protein shakes to do that. And I have creatine not for muscle growth or health, but I have it for the now scientifically proven benefits on cognition health. And as an autistic person who's aging, my cognitive health is far more important than, really any other part of my body, my brain. Um, so the proof is that bodybuilders or gym junkies usually have about 5 grams of creatine in their protein shake. And there's nothing wrong with that. That helps with energy and recovery. But that's not going to work for your brain. From what I've gathered, and this is purely generic, this is my generic thoughts. This isn't me saying this is the recipe for you. I'm not telling you what works for you. You have to work that out yourself. But generically, what I've worked out for me is I have 2 scoops. So that's 10 grams of creatine in water, cold water. So I just get in the morning, whatever, I just get a cup and, fill it up or half fill it. I half fill it because I hate drinking water, like lots of water. I just make me gag. It's like half fill the cup, 2 scoops, which is 10 grams. 10 grams of creatine is the at the moment kind of the golden number with regards to cognitive health, with regards to helping your brain health, Alzheimer's and dementia and these kind of things. That's about the golden number currently, but it's not my advice. I'm saying 10 grams of creatine with some water in the morning, you stir it through, it's not going to taste like anything. It's still going to look a bit weird. If you don't like when you put things into water and it dissolves and it still looks cloudy, what I do is I get a mug, and I fill the mug with just hot water or warm water, like you're making a tea, and put the 2 scoops in that, and it completely dissolves and it's not cloudy, it's clear, and drink that like warm water or hot water. And that's what I've been doing the most. So yeah, protein shakes I love, but you don't need to have them. So for example, this is what I did yesterday. Yesterday, I went to the shop and I got a packet of just standard like aeroplane jelly, standard jelly, but not the normal jelly, the low sugar jelly. If you look on the back, one of the packets of jelly, the calorie count is like 20 calories or something. It's nothing, right? So I got one packet and I got like a square shit. I got a square container, almost like you'd make a slicer of cooking something in. Poured the jelly mix in, just so it's about 9 grams of jelly, wine mix, 1 cup of boiling water. And then, when you make jelly, you do 1 cup of boiling water, you stir it, then 1 cup of cold water. No, 1 cup of boiling water, and I just stirred it till it was completely dissolved. And then I got some zero sugar, completely natural Greek yogurt, but I got the Greek yogurt no sugar, that has added protein. So it's got about 16 grams of protein. I got 1 cup of that. So just that's about 200 grams, 250 grams. 1 cup of the Greek yogurt, zero sugar, added protein. Plunk that into the jelly. I didn't cool the jelly or set the jelly. I just gave the jelly 10 minutes to set aside boiling hot. Mixed the 1 cup of Greek yogurt, no sugar, stirred it around with my spoon until it went from like all weird shit, and I squashed it out and flattened it out. And then it became like this kind of really nice looking kind of, what would you call it? More pale mix. So it's gone from bright jelly with the Greek yogurt to like completely smoothed out. Put that in the fridge. And then at nighttime, I had this entire container, and I'm saying a container is big enough where you'd make it lasagna to feed the family. I had an entire container that looked like lasagna to feed the family of this, now what was jelly and yogurt, into a mousse that had, with the about 50 to 80 to 100 calories of the thing. I now had a dessert that had less than 140 calories, that I could eat out of a container the size of a lasagna to feed the whole family. So, I've got to eat less to lose weight. What a load of shit. So low sugar, barely any calorie jelly, 1 cup of hot water, 10 minutes to rest, 1 cup of Greek yogurt that has no sugar and has some protein added. But if you don't want protein, that's fine. But protein added. Stir it through until basically I'm actually squashing the Greek yogurt into the jelly, right, with a spoon, just squashing it or whisking it. It might take 5 minutes. In the fridge at dinner time, after dinner, I'm sitting on the couch. I'm holding a container that you would cook a family lasagna in. I'm not joking. I'm eating it. It's more than you could ever want to eat. And it had less than 150 calories and 16 grams of protein. And the other half of that yogurt I can make the next night. Do it again. So from my point of view, it's about the proteins that fill me up, so I don't binge eat and eat lots, but also help me with my muscle recovery. And then the creatine stuff I don't even view as a weight loss or a weight gain, or I view it purely as like a cognitive thing. And that's kind of where I'm at. And then magnesium at night before bed. I find pure magnesium tablets before bed not only help my body, but help me rest. So, yeah. That's my vibe on that. Yeah, Whitney, totally get you, Whitney. I'm a massive snacker or binge eater too. And I've found that in doing this, in finding foods and snacks that are high protein snacks, and these don't have to be like gym junkie snacks, like just snacks that are high protein. Yeah, I find that they are game changers. Like you literally go into just the dairy section where they have all the yogurts and all the puddings, yeah? And I guarantee next to them you're going to find some that are like plus protein, right? So it's like chocolate pudding plus 18 grams of protein. And you look at the back and it says like the calorie count. It says it might say like, I don't know, 100 calories or whatever. Like if you have that and that fills you up, or you have two of them, 200 calories. 200 calories is still nothing. Plus, it's like double the protein. So yeah, I am exactly like you, Whitney. I didn't say you are. I'm a binge eater. I'm a snacker. I'm a grazer, and I love sweet stuff. I love me food, and I've just found the hack that works for me. But yeah, that idea that I could eat an entire pudding that I made based on jelly and yogurt and sitting in the fridge in the size of a family lasagna, eat that by myself is like the best, man. But yeah, Amy, my cheat meal. And I have lots of cheat meals. Love pizza. Love hamburgers. Ooh, yeah. Pizza, hamburgers. Ooh, mama. Love me food. Don't start me on cake, though. It's not a good conversation to start me on. Yeah, Inverloch, that's probably right. You would be surprised to find out which foods are actually, worse for your health and fitness when you actually read. Like a lot of foods that are classed as healthy foods have astronomical calorie counts, which is just really so stupid. Anyway, yeah. Oh, sorry, Amy, you're asking the cake question. Um, yeah, never been a fan of cake. I've done many rants about this over the last 5 years. I'm sure Whitney's seen a few of them. Um, Amanda's seen plenty of them. Don't start me on cake. What the F is cake? No, seriously. Don't start me on it. I'm not interested in it. Tell it to piss off. Come back another day. I like slices. Don't start me with muffins, by the way. Muffins and cupcakes. What the hell are you talking about? The only thing I like is Madeira cake. Do you guys know what Madeira cake is? It's like a citrusy, it's kind of like a citrusy sponge cake, but not really. Madeira cake. You can go into the supermarket in Australia and buy an entire Madeira cake for like $2. Yeah, there's a cheap meal for you. I wish I could explain it to you. I like cheesecake too, Whitney, but I don't class cheesecake as cake. Like cheesecake is a whole different thing. Yeah. Oh, Madeira cake is the best. It's like orangey, lemony, citrusy, but it's kind of spongy, but more to it. Any Australians help me out here? I don't want the one with the icing on top. You can piss off your icing. I just want the Madeira cake. Mm. Yeah, I love cheesecakes. I mean, we don't have it here in Australia, but in the past, when I've been able to go to like, Hawaiian stuff and I've gone to the Cheesecake Factory, don't start me. Like, oh shit, man. The key lime one, the key lime pie cheesecake or whatever that is. Oh God, help me. Or like the lemony pavlova one. Oh man. Like is there a Bailey's one? There's like weird chocolate one. Oh my God, don't start me, man. I'm dying. You're killing me. Black Forest cake, chocolate cake. Yeah, I mean, I'm just not a fan. I mean, in saying that though, I do like trifle. Do you know when you make trifles? Like it's kind of like cake and jelly and cream and all that. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Tim Tams and a cappuccino, Amy, huh? Yeah. You can't really say Tim Tams much in a chat because a lot of Americans get very jealous. Muscle Gain Man, first time ever to see you live, buddy. Welcome. I can't believe you've just joined me live. You would not believe what I was just talking about. Not that I'm saying you maybe are in real life a muscle gain man, but I swear to God, I was just talking about protein and creatine and making like massive desserts that have like 100 calories because I'm using Greek yogurt and low sugar jelly. And I swear to God, I was talking about all this kind of stuff. And then Muscle Gain Man joins in. Was there some sort of algorithm that sent alerts to people that are buff that I'm talking about creatine and protein and low calorie snacks? Anyway, yeah. Whitney, did you say you want Tim Tams? Who doesn't, mate? Whitney wants Tim Tams, yeah. Well, Whitney, I apologize. I apologize. I shouldn't rub it in. I'm sorry. I really like the gooey, chewy caramel ones, the Tim Tams, the Tim Tams that have like gooey, chewy caramel in them. What do you call them in America? Caramel? Caramel? Is that what you say? You call caramel something different. It's caramel. Caramel. That reminds me. When I was getting ready to record that bloody Carmel, that's a man, isn't it? Or is it a woman? That's a woman's name, right? No, it's not Carmel. Doesn't spell it. Caramel. Anyway, I'm not going to get into this shit. when we were recording that collab with Jen from Neurodivergent, and believe it or not, she has just joined in. Here we go, Jen. I want you to talk to me about that bloody thing that I talked. Here we go. I can't believe she's joined in. I can't believe Jen is here when I literally was just about to tell that story. Okay, so we were doing our collab, and before or after we finished recording, we were talking about something, and I said, some lollies taste like soap to me, right? And then she's like, oh, are you one of those people where blah tastes like soap to you? And she said it. I'm like, can you type in what you said it was? The word you said it was, Jen. And I'm like, sorry, what are you talking about? What is that? She's like, the herb. Okay. And then I said, now listen here, Jen, and listen good, mate. Listen here, Jen, and listen good, you psychopath. How do you spell that word you're saying? Yeah, that's right. H-E-R-B. It's not an herb. It's a herb, mate. What's the first letter? H. Great. How do you say it? Herb. Sorry, what? So who's the guy that came up with the car? Is that Henry Ford? It's not Henry Ford. Not Henry. It's Henry Ford, you psychopath. How can I show the picture, Jen, if I don't know what it is, mate? I don't know. Anyway, is it cilantro? Is that what it was? Well, Amy's already guessed it. Amy guessed it without you knowing. Isn't the H silent in herb? Are you making fun of me, Manda? Are you making fun of me, Manda? No, there's no silent H in herb. Have you not met a man called Herb? Have you not met a person called Henry? There's no silent H in herb. It's a herb. Henry Ford. Maybe if you're like a Cockney British person. Hello, Henry Ford. Hello, Henry. How you going, Henry? Oh, thank you for the car, Henry. There's a hole in me bucket, dear Henry. There's a hole in me bucket, dear Henry. A hole. Fix it, you dickhead. Okay, so I can't show the picture. Anyway, the story was herbivore. Now, if you say a dinosaur is an herbivore, it's a herbivore. I'm not going to get into this anymore. You guys we can't win this battle. So Amy's already done the whole thing, Jen. But what Jen was saying was she asked me if I don't like this thing, right? How do you say it? Cilento or something? Anyway, like, what are you talking about? Who is this? What do you mean? And then she showed me a picture. She goes, this. I'm like, that's coriander, you psychopath. She's like, no, it's not. She looked at it. Oh, it is. You don't call coriander coriander? No, coriander doesn't taste like soap to me. What are you talking about? Showed me a picture of coriander, tried to tell me it was Salandra or something, or Cilantro. That's a Hyundai model, I think. Now, what are you saying, Whitney? We are Americans. We say it how we want. Okay, fair enough. And how's that been going for you recently, guys? How's that been going for you, Americans, recently? Yeah. It's been going really well. Oh, my God. Anyway, Jen's a psychopath. She said herb, and she tried to call coriander Hyundai cilantro or something. I don't know. It's not a car, mate. It's a bloody herb. Nevertheless, it's good that Jen dropped in for a bit because a lot of people were saying they really enjoyed the unmasked collab. So there you go. We have Tim Tams. I think you should be nice to us, Americans. Okay? Don't. Just don't. Just don't, okay? If you're American, just don't. Why? We have Tim Tams. Just don't. In fact, I actually think our government should send that message to the American government. Hey, America, just don't. We have Tim Tams. Anywho. Or as Jen would pronounce them, im-ams. Yeah. I think that's how neurodivergent pronounces Tim Tams. Im-ams. I mean, talking to her must be like talking to someone in pidgin English. I swear to God. She's dropping the first letter of every word. Simsams. Sorry, is that Miss Wend? Gee, I'm not sure. Were you giving a new update on de-extription somewhere? No, I don't believe so. I know I did a video on that quite a long time ago, but not recently. Please smuggle Jim Jams into the US. Who is Tim Tam? I mean, guys. So Jim Jams are what you wear to bed. When you go to bed, you wear Jim Jams. Tim Tams are Australian biscuits that are obsessively delicious by most people. Not the most popular biscuit in Australia, I wouldn't have thought. And if I can be so bold as to say that if you want to taste a legitimately legendary Australian biscuit, you can't go past the iced Vovo. The iced Vovo. Yep. Not Bobo, Vovo. The iced Vovo. Ooh, mama. When I eat an iced Vovo, I don't. I eat the whole packet. And then I realize I'm going to die of a heart attack in the next week. But damn it was worth it. Here we go again. Jen and Whitney trying to make trouble. Oh, what's a biscuit, Orion? What do you mean, what's a biscuit? What do you mean, what's a biscuit? A Tim Tam's a biscuit. An ice Vovo's a biscuit. What's a biscuit to you? There's crackers, right? We have crackers. And crackers are like the savory things, the cheese and crackers, yeah? And we have biscuits. Now, you might refer to them as cookies, but my understanding is in Australia, cookies are different to biscuits. Like biscuits are biscuits and cookies are cookies. And I don't want to get complicated here. Biscuits and gravy. What in the God name, Jesus, are you talking about? What's the ingredients? Let's say you're going to have biscuits and gravy. Can you give me the core ingredients of what a biscuit would be made up of? Because I'm telling you right now, no one's having a nice Vovo and gravy. Let me ask you, Jen, have you ever had a Tim Tam and gravy? It's just bloody wet flour or really dry flour. Okay. And that's it? I don't understand what that means. Biscuits and gravy. If you mean, do you mean like bread and gravy? Do you mean like a piece of bread and gravy? Because if that's it, I'm in, my friend. Sausage gravy. What in the world is sausage gravy? Sausage gravy would be the equivalent of wiping up the blood and guts after a monumentally bad fight scene and putting it into a pot. I don't know what that means. Yeah, your biscuits do sound a lot like what we might refer to as like dumplings, or where you kind of get, or damper, or some sort of bread where you basically get, water and flour. Water, flour. In Australia, we'd call that damper. You cook it, and it's kind of like a roundish, fattish bread. But see, in Australia, a lot of times we would have damper with golden syrup or honey. Like if we go on a school camp or you go camping, you eat some water and flour and you make some damper. You put it in tin foil, you put it in the fire, and then you take it out after a while, and it's this yummy bread, and you break off a piece. Golden syrup, in she goes. Damper. D-A-M-P-E-R. Don't WTF me, Whitney. You're calling biscuits with gravy biscuits, so don't. Hello. It's all gone to shit. Australian damper does sound like your biscuits. Water, flour, cook, pull apart, dunk in something savory, eat. Yeah? I think we've got to the bottom of it. Moto Boy, thank you for being here. Really appreciate your kind words. I need to put a link to Tim Tams in the chat. The problem with that is, Amy, they can't buy them, I don't think, from America. And in addition to that, why would I want to make the Tim Tam Corporation more money? But yes, I agree. Have you bought them on eBay, Whitney, or do you buy them on eBay? What a strange place to buy biscuits. Do you buy the ones that are like pre-owned, or that would be weird? Look, thanks so much for buying my packet of Tim Tams. Just 2 missing. Almost a complete pack. You'll love them. They're great. This one, I only sucked through the coffee once, so don't worry. It'll be fine. Amazon has Tim Tams here in the US. Neurodivergent, yes, we can. They're on Amazon. Well, I didn't know that. That's interesting information to tell me, Jen from Neurodivergent, that you can purchase your own Tim Tams from the comfort of your own home at a good quality price. Great information, Jen from Neurodivergent. That would be information that you could potentially give someone who may had to have paid, say, a $400 tariff for 2 $3 packets of biscuits. Not that anyone would do that. No one's that stupid. No Australian is that stupid to send someone in America a couple of packets of $3 Tim Tams for a $400 US tariff. Who would do that? No one. Certainly not if they knew the person they were sending them to could get them themselves for an American company at a low price. Crunchies and violet crumbles. The CD comment, great comment. Back to when you talk about brain health, have you considered learning a language or instrument? Great ways for your to keep your brain plasticity and reduce dementia risk. You're 100% correct. There's nothing about what you said that was wrong, and I totally think that's a great piece of advice. And I have in the past done that. Another great one too, which people might find easier if they're special interest based. A course, like you don't have to go back to university, but like in Australia, there's TAFE or just community-based courses. If there's ever a special interest of something and you just, you know what, I don't care if I pass or fail, just doing that is also a fantastic way, like later in life. So if you're able to say, I went to uni in my 30s, or I went to, community college or TAFE, or just a community course in my 40s or 50s to learn something, anything, that's also incredible. They should always consider doing that. Like just, itching a scratch. You really want to learn about blah. And just the idea of, so Whitney, with a history there, your grandpa had Alzheimer's, with a history there, it's something to think about, It's not about passing or failing or being amazing, or, it's just about, I would love to learn a bit about that. You know what I mean? Like it'd be killer. So yeah. Yes, you're currently learning Italian and ASL with different apps. Killer. That's so awesome. So sign language is just fantastic. Cyberfish, welcome. Yeah, UK version and Australian version of biscuits is the same. Absolutely certain of it. Thank you for being here, Helen. I know it's really late where you are. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Amy did a photography diploma at TAFE. Way better than uni. Oh, no shit. And I did I did a certificate 4 in, what was it? I feel like it was something like, I think it was something worded along the lines of like criminal justice studies or something, a Cert 4 at TAFE. It was awesome, man. Like, because it was stuff that I really was really interested in, and I didn't use it for anything, but and it only took, like, it's a semester, it's like a one-off thing. So it's less than half a year. It's like 4 months or something, and a couple of days a week. It was great. I loved it. Amy, no pressure at TAFE. Yeah, well, I mean, the great thing about it is TAFE is a system there to really give everyone an opportunity, right? Some people are there and it's completely free because the government are paying for them to give them an opportunity to try and do better in life. Some are paying full price, some are subsidized. Some are from international students. Some are new. They've just um, been approved to settle. It's a whole different experience. It's really good. But Amanda, right? Whatever you just focus on and do, I think it's a great thing to do. But I would suggest not letting your brain overexcite you into chasing too many rabbits. You really need to pick the one that actually means the most to you and chase that rabbit, because you chase 2 rabbits, you catch none. So, yeah, Carly, agree. Open courses are fantastic. Where you can kind of enroll in a degree or a certificate or a diploma, and I guess it's kind of remote. Some are all remote, I think, and your own pace and stuff. I agree. Yeah, cyberfish. You can't chase that many rabbits and catch any. Speaking of rabbits, we've had a few wild foxes in our backyard, like to the point where one was walking around our back deck, like the deck, like you got your back door and there's like a wooden deck. See, if I was in New Zealand and I was talking, it'd be a whole different thing. You got a fox on your what? But it's on my deck, and yeah, like wild foxes. One was a big one was like a baby, and they've been going around the neighborhood just eating chickens and rabbits. No silver foxes, but they're wild. Rabbit holes everywhere. I would say yes. Yes. Exactly. I got a fox on my what now? Yes. No silverfish. There was a fox on my deck, and also a fox down the backyard in the bushes. That didn't go any better. It's factual though. I don't. This isn't a thing. I'm not doing this. This is not a bit. There was a big fox on my deck and a smaller fox in the bush. And I swear to God, I'm not making this up. I'm not interested. I'm just going to, I can't, I'm moving on. It's just not worth it. I don't know what to do now. It's awful. The whole thing's awful. No more follow-up questions, okay? Okay. Don't make me go and get my fox hat. Okay. I have a fox hat. I actually have a fox jacket as well, but I have a fox hat. Sometimes I like to wear the fox hat. What's that? What's that? No, I just said sometimes I like to wear the fox hat. Wear the fox hat. Huh? No, I didn't. I didn't say it. That's not what I said. What are you talking about? No. No, I know. I said wear the fox hat. No, I'm not inquiring about the where. No. You know what? Forget it. I don't really have a fox hat. That was just for a joke. But I do have a fox jacket. Let me get it. Okay, now listen. This is actually probably worth a shitload of money on the World Wide Web these days. I'm not joking when I say this. This is legitimate. It's a collector's item, and I got it for free. It's my fox jacket. Okay. Here's the front. This is a local radio station in Melbourne. This is like the original logo. Right? Check out the back, man. This is legitimate real. This is like a proper, the radio station gave it to me. I won a competition. Right? Check the back out. 1019, the Fox. 1019, the Fox. 1019, the Fox. Yep. It's a radio station in Melbourne. It's still called the Fox or Fox FM. And I did wear this in one of my very first videos, Amanda, you're correct. This is the famous Fox jacket. It's got to be 100 years old. I'm pretty certain I could buy a house if I sold this to people. Anyway, this is an original Fox jacket. Yeah. I mean, seriously, how cool is it? It's like legit cool, man. Legit cool. How cool is that? That logo. Back in the day when radio had personality. I'm just gonna try on all my old jackets I haven't worn in 7 years. This is my I thought I was cool, but I'm really not jacket. Hear the leather? What I'm talking about here. Hear the sound of it. ASMR leather. Sorry, I'm done. What's funny is I'm the kind of person where if I try on a jacket, I have to hang it up first. So you got nothing for a while I hung up a jacket. So that's my story. Amy, of course I remember love songs and dedications. What are you kidding? What are you kidding? Of course I remember love songs and dedications. That was back in the day. So that radio station, it was originally called Double TFM, and then I'm pretty sure it went to Mix 101.1. Is that right? Mix 101.1, love songs and dedications. Was it the Love God? I can't remember. Yeah, Double TFM. So TTFM, exactly. Double TFM and then Mix 101.1. Mix 101.1's love songs and dedications. And this guy would come on, right? Oh, Kate, you'd like to say something to your partner. Great. What would you like to say to him? Oh, that's very sweet. Now here's your song. Love songs and dedications on Mix 101.1. I swear to God. That's what it was. Yeah. 90s radio was my thing. But yeah. And obviously I did a lot of radio. I was on the radio too, but that's okay. Mufasa. I don't know what I want me to say that for. Lots of Michael Bolton. I loved it. Amy, hello, please. I mean, the best. How good is Michael Bolton? He is the best. Even better with Lonely Planet. Or is it Lonely Planet? Lonely Island? I can't remember. I always get it wrong. Anyway, Andy Samberg and his band. Holy crap. Have you listened to Captain Jack Sparrow? I mean, it's the Michael Bolton. It's the best, man. A lot of things were just better in the 90s. I agree. Pretty much everything. Certainly radio back in the day, man. Oh, I'm telling you. Jack Sparrow song is epic. Captain Jack Sparrow. They have lots of great songs. I'm on a boat. Take a good look at me. I'm standing on a boat. I hope you can spin some tunes for us soon because you're a DJ. I was never a DJ. I was a radio announcer. So DJs are people in clubs that like mix shit. Radio announcers just play a CD or more appropriately these days, songs on computers. Yeah, I was legit on the radio, but not anymore. Not that I wouldn't want to be, but it's so structured and it's so so someone working in radio today, it would be called, let's say, it's like head of creative. They would be who I would refer to as like a bank teller. Like there is no creativity. They do not have creativity. What they think is creative is basically their way of, waking up in the morning and putting on a pair of pants. Like it's just there's nothing left. It would be inappropriate to be creative in a radio station these days. But anyway, yeah, it's just not worth it. But yes, Cyberfish, I did try to kill the video star, but yeah, it is what it is. But if you ever were listening to radio in Australia in the 90s and most certainly the first couple of decades of the 2000s, you may well have heard me. And if it wasn't me, it would have been voiceovers that I did. So if you ever listened to radio in Brisbane, you may well have heard me do things, voiceover stuff back in the day for things. And the funny thing was, instead of paying an American person, because in Australia back in the day, it was cool if you had like an American voiceover. These days it's stupid, but back in the day, if you had an American voiceover, it sounded really cool, right, on the Australian radio. Instead of paying it, they just get people like me to come in and let you do a voice. This is a true story. I'm like hanging out at Today FM in Sydney. I'm on the radio. I'm on the radio at Today FM in Sydney, back when we actually had listeners. And I'm doing Today FM late nights, weekends, that kind of stuff. And I walk into a studio with one of my friends who's a producer, makes stuff. And he's like, "Oh, can you do American accents?" I'm like, "Sure, I'll give it a crack." Next thing you know, every bloody radio station in all these states has these American accents, and I'm just making up. So have you ever worked in? If you ever, I'll do this is me. I walked in, right? Okay, this is if you ever listen to radio in Brisbane in the 90s and early 2000s, this is for you, okay? Especially if you listen to Ugly Phil, the Hot 30 with Ugly Phil at nighttime. Let's say I'm B105 or Sydney or Melbourne. Just listen up, okay? I've walked in. I'm walking in. You ready? Here we go. What's that? Can I what? Yeah, I'll give it a crack. I will just say the radio stations with an American accent. Okay, well, I've got to pretend to be an American guy first. So let me just do. I'll do an American station first. I'll get into the theme and then I'll just do it. This is actually what I did. What's a station I used to listen to all the time in the 90s in New York? Oh, that's Z100. Okay, wait. Z100. Z100. Okay. I'm there. Okay, here we go. B105. 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 That was on the radio every 10 seconds. You heard that? That's me. Here we go. 104.1, 104.1. You want me to say dot? Yeah, dot. Okay. 104.1 Today FM. Dot? Why dot? It's point. Dot sounds cooler. Okay. 104.1 Today FM. I'll give you Ugly Phil. Ugly Phil. The Hot 30. Hot 30. Ugly Phil. B105. B105. Okay. What now? Okay. Melbourne. Melbourne's. So I'm going to say Melbourne like an Australian and American accent. Yeah. Because if I say Melbourne, they'll think it's stupid. Okay. Melbourne. Melbourne. Melbourne's. Melbourne's. Melbourne's #1 hit music station. 1019 The Fox. Like, yeah, okay. Number one. Hang on. I'm losing it. Z100. Oh, shit. That's just me. Undiagnosed autistic echolalia voices. That's literally what I did. I just said someone's voice and I could do it like that. Yeah. That's it. That's it. You're welcome. And that's how the American voiceovers started. I still got it. Shit, my shoulder's hurting now. Why is that the case? Anyway. Yeah. So there you go, cyberfishing, everyone. That's classic 90s radio, my friends. And not only is it an American voiceover, but it can't be like it. So this is a normal voiceover, right? A normal voiceover would be something like, you're listening to B105. It's like it's normal. No, it has to be dark. It's like instead of smiling, instead of just the Fox. Hey, you're listening to the Fox. No. It's like you're listening to the Fox. This is the Fox. B105. You heard me, moron. It's B105. I had to. The 90s was so dark and grungy, man. It was the best. It's pretty much Batman. Back in the day. Shit. Why is my shoulder hurting so bad? Anyway. For more American voiceover work, you'll have to pay extra. I'm setting up an American voiceover OnlyFans where all you get is American voiceovers. That's not true. Oh, you don't need to worry about that. So what are you talking about? Stern. That book, by the way, was just that. It's a great book, actually. In fact, it's actually a great book. It's Conan O'Brien's in there. It's pretty much transcripts of guests. But I know what you're saying. His movie, the Howard Stern movie, which is like because I'm a radio guy, it's like one of my favorite movies because I'm a radio guy and I like radio stuff. But yeah, I get that it was a pretty out there movie. But still, for me, it was inspiring. It was called Private Parts, by the way, if you wanted to watch it. Frankly, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Because I'm a radio guy, it inspired me and I loved it. It definitely inspired me and into what I did on the radio. But during my radio time, that was kind of a label I was given. Like I was labeled virtually the Australian Howard Stern in the stuff that I did. I did some weird shit, man. Like you don't understand what I did on the radio. You would never believe me if I told you. But anyway, Cyberfish. You know what? You're the third person that's talked to me about ham radio recently, and I'm definitely not too cool for it. I'm not too cool for anything. But there's two things I always say. I'm legitimately a moron. I actually don't know what it is, apart from what I've seen on Stranger Things, where the boys talk to like people in the upside down. If I can talk to people in the upside down, I'm buying one now. I don't know what it is. I don't know how it works, and I don't know what you actually need. Is it in effect a way to talk to people like on CBs? Do you have your own, do you broadcast your own show? I don't understand the premise of it. But anyway, oh, I mean, Cyberfish, if you're saying I would set up a radio and then 24/7 people could, or from all over the world that had my handle could just start talking to me, that would be quite disastrous. Um, but yeah, I want someone to actually explain it to me in ways that I can understand it, what it is, how it works, why you do it. I actually want that answer. Um, and Amy, the answer to your question was the first one, the key diagnosis later in life really was a trigger by having a baby, and growing to a young child who was diagnosed, and all the stresses and demands, and the changes in me as a person that, really it lined up at the same time. I mean, it was virtually simultaneous. I'm a ham radio operator, but I use digital comms hooked up to my computer. I don't use voice. I have no idea what that means, Cyberfish. I couldn't even begin to understand what that means. Anyway, I'll have to I'll have to look into what it is and how you do it. So it's not like on Stranger Things when they have this massive radio equipment set up in the school and they go in there and they try to talk to the upside down, and it like blows up and there's mics and dials and um yeah. I don't want you to let it go though. I actually want you to explain it to me. Um, Kathy, is it Kathy or Cathal Kelly? Is it diagnosed last summer? Still have no idea what I'm doing. Well, you're not alone. You're not alone. You've come to the right place. I actually set up stuff in my college so students can talk to each other. I just don't care for chatting on the radio, so I do all the equipment side stuff and let other people talk on it. Okay, I see what you're saying. So, yeah. So students can talk to each other. So talk to each other. So you're saying talk to each other when they're not together. But isn't that what like messaging apps are for, and texting and calling? That's what I don't understand. It's it lets students use nothing but a radio and antenna to talk to people in other states or countries. Okay. So you need a radio and you need an antenna. Okay. That sounds complicated. And where the ham comes in, I don't know. Anyway, it's coming up to 2 hours, and you know what that means. It's all completely outside of the existing internet or communications backbone. You're physically sending a signal from your radio and they receive it. But how can you send a signal to the other part of the world from your own radio and antenna? Does the antenna have to be like, how far up into the atmosphere does it reach from your house? Um, it's getting to 2 hours. We should stop. Cathal Kelly, I was so relieved when I got it, but a few weeks felt like everything went wrong again. Well, I acknowledge that. There's some really great resources and stuff. Like I've definitely done videos and that whole after the like diagnosis and the things to do to help, because it is like a honeymoon period that ends up becoming a nightmare. I understand what you're saying. Um, at the speed of light. Well, the speed of light is pretty fast. So it bounces off the ionosphere when you transmit. Okay. See, this is the thing. How many meters is your antenna? Auditing wants to know. Thank you, Amy. Hang on. You're saying you've bought an antenna and installed it in your house so you can talk to people across the world. That's just, to me, that's fascinating. If you use the moon, okay, you're getting so common. If you use the moon as a reflector to bounce your signals off, the round trip takes the signal about 2.5 seconds of lag. You're taking the piss out of me now, aren't you, mate? If you bounce it off the moon, fair enough. Well, what about if I wanted to use Uranus instead? You see what I'm saying? Well, you're taking the piss out of me. I know it's Uranus. I'm just saying. I mean, I agree. It's the speed of light is fast. I agree. It's not fastest thing, though. The speed of light can't outrun a black hole. How do you like them apples? I swear to God, I'll never understand what the hell's going on here. I've got no idea what's going on. It's a great time to end it. Hashtag black holes. Usually radio stations have a satellite dish that's aimed to a nearby main antenna to a few miles away. Yeah, and I understand how radio works. I just happen to be in it for about 300 years. That's why I don't understand. Like, for me to broadcast, for a radio station to broadcast to a 50-kilometer radius of one city, you've got a link from the studio up to a transmitting tower, which is just the size of a bloody huge, big ass building, which costs millions of dollars to send a signal out to one city. And you're telling me I can talk to people all over the world. I mean, what did you invest in this? Is it just the one or the 200 million? I mean, you see what I'm saying? I don't understand. All right. Thank you, everyone. You are Lexi Vaughan, Orion. Please tell me I'm a star. I need the win. You're a star. Thank you. Thank you, Amanda, and thank you, Whitney, for helping out with the mod, and thank you, everyone who's been here. I really do appreciate it. AM and FM is what you were saying, Harold. I've been on both. I've worked on both. But AM and FM obviously different. Thank you. I think it's Todd. Thanks, Todd. And thank you to everyone for being here. Literally every single person. It's been great to talk to you and hang out with you and chat with you in a more relaxed, quiet atmosphere. And thank you for hanging out. Hopefully I'll be able to edit my most recent video before it's released my coming Monday, if I can get glasses in time. Because if not, my $20 magnifying glasses from the shops aren't going to do the trick. I can't see anything. It just magnifies here. I'm stuffed. Unless someone else wants to edit my video this week, that's probably not a good idea. But anyway, all right, I'm out. Thanks, guys. Have a great week. And I'll see you soon. Appreciate it.